Hello friends, welcome to the learning. So I hope you are able to see my screen. Okay. So I am an independent consultant of Oracle Cloud and EBS, and I have more than 15 years of experience into ERP consulting solutions, pre-sales, project management, and manufacturing operations. So I have global experience of pre-sale solutioning and leading large transformation ERP projects, and I have worked on various business processes in supply chain management, manufacturing, and planning, including maintenance. So particularly to Oracle Cloud, I have and EBS, I have expertise on Oracle Advanced Supply Chain Planning, GOP, Supply Chain Management, Manufacturing, Inventory, and Procurement, including EBS and Cloud modules. And also I have been helping out the startups on various emerging technologies like AI, IoT, and cloud. And I have worked on all tier one brands like Godrej, Oracle, KPMG, Capgemini, and L&T Consulting. And I have delivered various solutions, more than 10 ERP implementations and more than 5 ERP support engagements for various customers, including electrical, electronics, and manufacturers, and some process manufacturers, as well as various service industries. And basically, I am a mechanical engineer and have done MBA in operations and finance, and I've done various certifications like CPIM, project management, and solution architect. Whatever the basics, I would just quickly brush up, and then we would directly jump into the details. Okay. So maybe in the first couple of sessions, I would just cover some of the basic details. Since you are already aware, I won't take much time into that. And then we'll start most of the hands-on and various scenarios. I hope that approach would be fine for both of you.
Okay. Yeah, fine.
Okay. And yeah, just before starting, I would also like to just talk on couple of topics here, which not related to technical, but then just a bit that will help our learning journey based on my experience. Okay, I will just share my screen. So let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, yeah.
Good. So first thing is since you have started this learning journey, and you both are experienced, so I know that it won't be much difficult to capture the theoretical part for you guys. And even my intention, or generally I don't take trainings like this 30 hours, 40 hours. I don't believe in that. I believe in acquiring the skill that will help you to work on that actually. Okay. So for that, I will also need your commitment, and maybe I will be available not only for this training sessions, but later on also, whenever you need any mentoring or any help, anything, that time also I will be available, because it's a relation on which generally I believe in working on actually. Okay, so it's not just the transactional thing, because ASCP is very complex. You have a very small community of ASCP guys, you would be knowing that. So I know most of the ASCP people across the organizations, and there are complex issues that generally very few people know how to manage that, and then we need to help each other. That's a consistent process, because like typical other modules, the requirement in ASCP are not consistent, because every organization has different ways of planning, and they don't want to change. They don't want to different complexities. They have different preferences. So it's kind of a community that you will always need to help in these projects. And the another thing is also that we generally have to means groom the lot of team members during the ACP project also. Okay, because there is a very high attrition for ACP. So even when you are working on the project, you need to ensure that you have a proper training system or training or onboarding process in place in your organization also. Yeah, because I had this experience that literally I have to start when the suddenly the project started. I had to start with the SCM guys, collect the SCM guys, train them for 10-15 days, and then start working on that with them. And then getting experienced people is very difficult in the market. And then because of that, you can't wait to start the project till they join. You have to start working on that. You might be knowing that, right? That's how the system.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, so it is going like that. So better I would suggest if you get good bright freshers in that case, so that they will last for the entire duration. Because ACP, so even if it is a small project or a pilot project, you would say, and you would budget only for 4-5 months or 6 months, but I I tell you that the project will not get over within a year.
Hmm.
Okay, that's a practical aspect I'm telling you. Because more than system implementation, it needs a lot of change management. It needs a lot of user trainings, and a lot of enhancements even after the go live keep on happening. Okay, so that is the reason I will also come next on the mindset part that we need to learn ACP.
Yes.
So this is just the generic slide that shows you that means, see, awareness, that even by reading the books or 2-3 hours of training, you will get the awareness in ACP, what it is about and all those things. Even if you attend some webinars, you will get that. Okay, and the literacy is kind of a 2-3 days of full day workshops, or the kind of trainings Oracle takes generally 4-5 days of sessions, and then they give some hands-on and all those things. So that gives you just the literacy. It won't make you expert. Okay, and what generally you need to acquire the skills or become an expert is, the first thing is when you can solve the problem, then you are assumed to have some skills in that area. Okay, so when you can actually resolve some ACP issues, or you can understand the ACP requirements from the client, that is something when you will have acquired the skills in ACP. And that will at least take means 3-4 months of hands-on for you guys. Okay, and after that also it is kind of a ocean. So still there will be some areas which you will need to brush up when the actual requirement comes up, or when there is a something actually that project needs something particular thing, and you work on that, then only you will come to know. Even a lot of experts, you would see that they would not have even worked on some of the cases like constraint plans or optimized plan. Nobody's would have even touched into that. Or even some of the cases, like there are a lot of customizations for process manufacturing, which discrete manufacturing people may not have done it. So there are a lot of things. When you actually get those kind of project, that time you will acquire those skills. And believe me, it's not that difficult to acquire the skills if you have the right foundation. Okay. Yeah, and of course, when you become the expert, when you can actually have the authenticity to influence your pre-sales team, to influence the client. You can give your expert opinions. You can tell people about various applications of ACP on various forums and all those things. You can mentor the people. That time you become expert, and that will take around an year or so for you guys. Means I'm just setting this expectation, and it's not like, depending on the kind of effort you put, that timing or duration may change. Okay, but considering that it's a complex module, I am just telling what generally the path will be to become an expert in ACP. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and coming to the mindset again, why I'm again focusing or emphasizing on the mindset is see, ACP is a bit a different module than other modules. So sometimes it becomes very difficult to manage the client or even manage the internal management also. Okay, if the management is not knowing ACP, then that may be a hurdle to understand or convince them in some of the issues, because they will be expecting quicker results, like what happens in PO or OM module, that quickly the tickets get resolved. तुम्हारा truck खड़ा है, you resolve the immediately some shipment issue and then the issue is resolved. So these things means cannot happen in ACP. Okay, and it is very difficult to convince the management and even the client sometimes.
So our expectation is see to make this area. So our expectation is to make this area so simpler with your expertise, at least up to some extent, so that we can.
What I'm saying, definitely will always keep to have the simple solution in the complexities, but it requires times in case of ACP. Okay, because you may need to test some scenario thoroughly. Every time you need to run the collection, every time you need to run the plan, and that takes time. Means like see, in some other cases you can immediately create the requisition, fix the issue, test it, and then it is done in few hours. But in ACP, even for one change, one thing is you cannot do, there may be multiple probabilities for the root cause of the issue, and then you will have to try one by one each, otherwise you won't come to know that what is causing this. So that takes some time, and I'm telling about that time required to manage the issues. Okay, not the complexity. Complexity, of course, we can of course have some better processes in the system, and we can reduce the complexity with some better forms, dashboards, or even some of the better customizations that can be achieved. But only the thing is it needs some time, and setting that expectation for management and client is very important for you guys, because once you do that, half of your battle is won there itself. Okay, same case is for the users as well, because sometimes the user might have worked on Excel and they think that when you run the macro, you get the details in a few minutes. They expect similar changes in ACP. Right. But then for ACP, you will have to run the collection. That may take 2-3 hours minimum, depending on the size of the data. Then you will need to run the plan, and then if there is Demantra and all, you will have to run all those processes. It takes time actually.
Okay, so can you quickly go through the architecture of ACP, how the data flow formats?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So this was just to give you some glimpse that the mindset is as well important apart from your technical and functional skills. And one more thing, from your career perspective, it is important versus critical. I hope you understand what is critical and what is important, right? So that is why you guys are here. So critical is something on which you are always doing some firefighting. Okay, whereas important is something which is long term important for your career, and you at least take out some time for that every day, and you can set some alarm and at least spend some 5 minutes every day on learning something about ACP or doing something about ACP. So set up your calendar for that. Okay. Yeah, so some of the things I will quickly cover in this session are again some basic overview of ACP, then what are the source instance setups, then what are the destination instance setups, and just little bit of exploring of the workbench, and exploring the plan output. We'll of course do the detailed analysis of the workbench and plan output in the later sessions. But the primary objective is just to quickly go through that. Since you already have a background, I won't take much time on all these topics. So basically, if you compare the traditional planning process with advanced supply chain planning, so you would see the difference as per this above diagram. Okay. So generally, MRP was also kind of a traditional plan, if you are aware, right? So
What is the business need? I mean, that Oracle has released the ACP from MRP.
sorry, difference between.
What is the business need? I mean, so that Oracle released this ACP on the top of MRP.
Okay, okay, yes. So see, generally, MRP is a plan that caters to the single organization. Okay, and again, it doesn't have all the entire end-to-end communications or the like customer or supplier collaboration, what you call in terms of ACP planning, what is there, which is not there in MRP. And MRP kind of just does the work of kind of exploring the demand to balance the supply. So particularly, it will just focus on this down two blocks, that too only for one organization. Okay. Whereas ACP is something that will cater to all different organizations. You can have all the organizations in the single plan. So that can give you the kind of a model that you can configure, including all the organizations and all the supply chain networks. You can even include your suppliers and the customers in the plan with the collaboration planning. That is something you can achieve with ACP, which is not possible with MRP. And again, MRP typically, I'm not sure, I don't have that slide right now, but if you may be knowing, any one of you has done any CPIM or the CSCP certifications?
No.
Okay, okay. So I would suggest that also to go for it, at least the first module of CPIM. That is something basics of supply chain, I think. So that will help you to understand what are the standard business terminologies in terms of planning across the world, actually, that are used, or supply chain planning, what are the standard terminologies. And that will definitely complement your skills or whatever you are having in Oracle. Okay, so I'll just quickly give an overview of the I don't know, I can draw something here. Let me not use much Zoom actually.
You can go to your Excel and just you can differentiate two things.
Okay, okay, that would be better, I think. See, this CPIM or CSCP are the certifications from EPIC. So which is body of operations management in US. Okay, and they have these CSCP. Nowadays they have CSCP certification, or earlier there used to be CPIM. So I would suggest at least do one of that, which will help you. And as per them, there are various types of planning. Okay, so when you start from the bottom, it is like something at the shop floor level. What you do, that is the inventory planning, which you may be knowing, something like your Kanban planning, min-max planning, reorder point planning. Okay, that's done at the inventory level organization, which is just to maintain the safety stock or the certain level of inventory in your organization. Then there is the MRP, earlier there were two things into that, again MRP1 and MRP2 actually. So now yeah, even these terminologies in the organization you will still see. So it is like this actually. So the Roman letters, I think, MRP2. So the MRP is something again on top of this, like if inventory you are doing for components, of C level, you may be knowing that ABC classification, right? So generally C levels of components like your screws and consumable items, something you will use the inventory planning for them.
Is demanding products.
Yeah. And then MRP1 is something that you will do for your assemblies. And then MRP2 is something yeah, where you will link up these two things, MRP1 and MRP2. So, something that what ASCP does here actually. Okay. So the MRP2 is a bit closer to ASCP, but again, its MRP2 is again particular to one organization, whereas ACP is again caters to all the organizations. And then uh, anybody of you have worked in the manufacturing organization?
Core manufacturing, huh? No.
Yeah, core manufacturing.
No.
No.
So you will hear a lot of time what they called as master production schedule.
MPS.
Okay, and then sometime they will call master demand schedule as well. Okay, so this MPS is something generally which drives your MRP plans. Okay, so it is something now take an example where if you want to manufacture certain cars, then generally in a month how much you would be manufacturing, like you want to manufacture suppose 1000 Swift cars, and then maybe 1000 or 2000 Ertigas. So something that of at the product level, not at the SKU levels. So that planning is MPS and MDS. So MPS is your for production, how much you will be scheduling, whereas MDS is something how much demand you have from the market, and from where this demand again comes is your what do you call is the sales and operation plan. So here, yeah,
SNOP.
yeah. So that comes from the SNOP. So sales and operations plan is where you again define this for a small horizon. Maybe some companies do that monthly also now, but earlier it used to be 3 months or 6 months. How much they want to produce for all their product families actually. Okay, so like something, how many petrol cars, how many diesel cars they want to manufacture, something like that.
So basically in SNOP, what you're pulling, we're pulling demand and supply, right?
Yeah, so in SNOP, what you do is again you get a high level of demand that again comes from your business plan.
Okay.
Okay, high level of demand that you get from your business plan, and then you have the production capacity that you know that how much I can produce in a month or in 3 months, what variants I can produce. So across those variants, because see, once you start manufacturing, suppose in petrol cars, if you have capacity of suppose 1000 petrol cars, then you can either produce 500 Swift and 500 Ertigas and 500 total 1000 only you can manufacture in petrol cars. So you cannot go on top of that. So you have to limit that combination. So that is particularly you do in sales and operation planning. So I have the capacity of 1,000 only. So out of this 1,000, whether I should manufacture all the Swifts, all the Ertigas, or now if there is a more demand from for the suppose WagonR, then I will include 200 WagonRs or 500 WagonRs, and then I will reduce the Swift and Ertiga numbers. So that kind of variations are done in sales and operation planning. And in sales and operation planning, you also get the demand from your business plan. Like in the next 6 months, suppose I want to manufacture 10,000 cars. Then out of this 10 for manufacturing that 10,000 cars, how I will distribute that across 6 months. Like suppose in the 2 months there comes Diwali period, then I may need to have more production during Diwali. So before Diwali, I will try to have, even if the demand is less, I will try to have more production during Diwali and have some stocks so that I can cater to the high demand in Diwali. So that will come from your sales planning here. Okay, which get into the operations plan. So you have this business plan and the sales plan, based on which your sales and operation planning will be derived. Okay, and again, this sales plan and the business plan is linked to the vision and mission of the company. I will save it later. So again, vision and mission is something like it is at the top level. Suppose now Tata has decided to get into the electrical vehicles. Okay, so they will have some vision like by 2020 we want to convert all our assembly lines into or all our products into the electric vehicles by 2025 or 2030. So accordingly, they will have their business plan that they will keep on reducing the quantities in petrol and diesel vehicles, and they will keep on increasing the quantity into the electric vehicles. And similarly, they will have their sales plan more focusing on the electric vehicles. They will have production focusing on electric vehicles as they move on to the future. So that will derive again from their vision and mission. I hope this gives you some background on how this will work.
So where is the Dimantra comes into picture?
Sorry?
Where is the Dimantra comes into picture here?
Yeah. So yeah. So here in terms of if you want to map our products here, so generally ACP starts at this level itself. So we can give the input of this demand schedule that is coming from Dimantra, and capacity we can define in the source system, which will be provided as an input to ACP. Okay, so this MDS or the demand schedule that will come from Dimantra here. And then Dimantra will also do the sales and operation planning. Okay, so Dimantra will do the sales and operation planning, based on which Dimantra will generate the MDS or the forecast, which will be again provided as an input to ACP. Okay, and here one more thing is they not only the business and sales plan, there will be also financial plan, as that will be input to SNOP. So because even everything whatever you are planning or forecasting, that has to be approved by the budget, by the finance team. So all those inputs will be provided to Dimantra for doing the sales and operations planning, and based on that, in sales and operation planning, you would see that there are multiple worksheets we can create for sales and operations planning, where you will have these series created for different product families, and then you will create different combinations. Like I gave an example here, right? The petrol and diesel vehicles, or the even variants of it. If it is a Ertiga, it is a LXI, VXI, whether it is a Swifts, whether it is, then in that case LXI, VXI, ZXI, all those variations are there. So at that level also you can do sales and operation plan. So you can identify, if I manufacture this suppose 1,000 petrol vehicles. Out of those petrol vehicles, how many there will be, suppose 500 Swifts, petrol Swifts. Then in 500, how many will be the LXI, how many will be VXI? So those details you can define that kind of a series here in SNOP, and that series again in you will create different worksheets for business team, different worksheet for sales team, different worksheets for finance team, where they will have the various columns which they need to approve. Okay, like for finance team it will be the financial budget for those variants. For the sales team, those will be the numbers that sales team will commit to sell. Even business will have some numbers that they need to approve from their capacity point of view. So when they approve each one of those worksheets, then your final sales and operation plan gets approved. Okay, and once that plan is approved by all the stakeholders, like this financial plan may be approved by the CFO or some finance head of the plant, whereas sales head will approve the sales plan. Then maybe there may be some different regional sales head, so there will be different regional sales worksheets for them to approve for their regions. Similarly, for the business, different plants would be there, so different plant managers would need to approve their different worksheets. And once they approve everything, then your sales and operation plan is approved. And what the forecast that is generated of this plan, then it is called the consensus forecast, which is nothing but your MDS, demand schedule, that you will send to ACP.
Okay.
Okay, any question in this?
It's clear.